Do it.
These have been pretty good games thus far, and I'm excited to see how this series plays out. Obviously, Illusion, he gets by. He will go up against Major in a TVT. If Fraer happens to get through, it'll be a PVT, and it certainly has a lot of implications. And as you mentioned, there will be some Euros who are sitting and watching with bated breath, biting their nails, wondering who will win. Let's introduce our players in the southwest corner. As the green Protoss from Team Radical Online Extremists, it is Fraer.
And his opponent in the top right-hand location, the orange Terran player. He must win 2 games in a row to advance to the finals and keep his chances alive. Qualify for TSL4, representing Quantic Gaming. His name is Illusion.
Now, Illusion, I still feel like there were some moments during that game. You know, as a caster, you probably relate to this, Axeltosh, where you're going back and forth in your mind. You're like, okay, Illusion has an advantage here. He can take this, or this is a very risky move. It could mean, you know, that he gets in here. We do have a gas first opening from Illusion right away. But you know, I thought for certain like Illusion was kind of on the right track, but with that quick and you know, kind of risky, dangerous tech switch, he played that out well, and Fraer definitely deserves some nice recognition and credit for besting his opponent there. I thought that was really solid.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, and you know, you got to feel for Illusion. Like, I felt like he had a lot of, you know, good points in that game, a lot of strong points where it looked like, okay, he might win this thing. Especially, like, when, again, if you can get an SCV in your Protoss opponent's main base and see exactly what they're doing at, you know, like the 7-minute mark like he did, he saw those 3 gateways. He knew it was going to be a 3-gate pressure. He knew there wasn't a Robo on the field, there wasn't a Twilight. His opponent wasn't teching fast. He was investing a lot into this early gateway pressure. He was able to prepare for that, and then, on top of that, was able to snipe a few sentries. And when that happens, as a Terran player, you feel great. You feel so good. And then the decision that Illusion made, which is interesting, he just threw down a bunch of barracks. You know, some Terrans, okay, they'll get a faster factory, they'll play a little bit more standard, but he just put down a bunch of barracks. I feel like he was intending to push really hard, to push his opponent really hard with a bunch of Marines and Marauders. But when that time came, I mean, his army didn't feel like terribly strong. Like, he had 7 barracks on the field. He killed 4 sentries from his opponent. He killed a lot of stalkers too. It's like, what changes can he make there so that, you know, in that transition where he's like, okay, I'm ahead. I'm going to transition now into something. You know, what decision is made there so that he comes out further ahead than he did?
I mean, getting that, is he going to see the Nexus? He wants to. He saw the probe down there, and he's not going to see it just as it goes out of sight. But yeah, I mean, he's going to go back in, swing back in, and he will spot it. Some nice juking there by Illusion as he does manage to get through that front line and see the Nexus go down. And I mean, yeah, you bring up some really, really great points, especially with, I mean, seeing all those sentries go down is like so surprising. But you know, based off of what you said about all the barracks that he had thrown down after that, is that, you know, it did make his starport so late, and that absolutely hurt him. Not only with the mass bio and you know, the double stim that he did, but it was just rough. But there's the command center going down. We do have double reactor here on the factory and on the barracks. So I'm very curious to see exactly what he's going to do with this here, creating a wall with that command center. Going to try to deny a scout, as we do have the Zealot and the Stalker making their way across the field now.
Has Fraer seen anything? No, he hasn't seen anything at all. But now coming forward, the Stalker and the Zealot, and not going to be a bunker out here, so he's probably going to poke up the ramp. He's going to see the command center. Now, I'm wondering what units he's going to see from his opponent. If he can see the Hellions, he can prepare back home, because when you go Hellions as a Terran player, it's pretty darn hard as a Protoss player to defend against it. They're so mobile, they can slip and slide anywhere, and you really have to be on top of it. Stalker poking up the ramp, sees the 3 Marines and the command center. But what can he really guess from that? Can he guess his opponent has a factory, or can he guess that his opponent has a few barracks on the ground? You know, it's all going to come down to what Fraer is able to spot here.
And the Zealot did come back, but we actually do see a similar opening here from Fraer. Big difference is the second gas that he's got. However, Probe making its way out to the north now, over to the far side. You know, is that going to give his opponent enough time to pump out just enough Hellions, make their way in there? The other big question is going to be, of course, the sentries. And already I do feel like Fraer may have some sort of a clue here. If we take a look at the vision, he didn't really see anything up there. But we do have a sentry at the top of the ramp. There are more Marines are going to get spotted, and that.
So he knows. He knows.
Yeah,
I think he knows
know.
his opponent has. He knows this. His opponent has a reactored barracks or a lot of barracks. So he knows a lot of Marines are going to be on the way here. Probe coming forward, sees the Marines too. I don't think he saw. Okay, the Stalker does see the Hellions, so Fraer knows exactly what's going on. The question is, does he have enough to fend off his aggression?
Wow, losing that second Stalker,
gosh,
a very
that's
big
not
deal,
good.
and the Marines are coming out. Here comes the spread. Looks like Fraer's going to try to take the fight here to his ramp leading up to the natural, but we do see the Hellions going around
so
to the
good.
back, and the Marines coming up the front, and that is going to prompt Fraer to move back just a little bit, now creating a wall here.
Nice. I like
And are we going to see a surround? He doesn't need to lose that Hellion, and here he does. He moves up. He only hits one of the force fields there, and we do have Illusion inside. We see all of the Zealots go down. No more sentries as well, and the damage is certainly going to be done here. Some additional Stalkers are warped in here, but he's going to bring him back. Does he need to start doing damage inside the natural? That's exactly what he does. He's shooting at a pylon, though. What?
I don't know.
No, so much damage could have been done there, and now we will see that Hellion. Oh, no. It was like,
Yeah.
it was running for that touchdown, and he's there, and he looks up in the crowd, and he sees his mom, and he's like, first time his mom's ever been in a football game that Illusion's played in. He's about to score a touchdown, and then all of a sudden, like, he just gets sacked by this guy that he didn't see. I guess he couldn't get sacked if he was running for the touchdown. Whatever, he got tackled.
Close enough.
That was not good.
I don't know
what
what football
really
is, man. Yeah. You gotta wonder, how much does nerves play into this? Like, Illusion has to win to qualify for TSL4. It's a very nerve-wracking situation, and now Fraer's just going to counter-attack immediately. SCV's repairing a bunker that has nothing inside. Okay, 3 Marines getting inside, but Fraer's going to be able to do a lot of damage here. Doesn't want to overinvest too much, doesn't want to lose too many Stalkers in this situation, but can he just overpower this amount of units from Illusion?
Yeah, well, he's trying right now. He's pulling a lot of SCVs off. He's going to get a lot of kills regardless. Right now, he's definitely being more conscious of the shields, but as another cycle of Marines comes out, he is going to be able to hold that. We have a sentry coming in here. It's really too bad that he didn't have a few Zealots in that mix, but he's got this forward pylon. He might be in a position where some pressure could come out. He knows about how many Marines are coming out on a cycle, but now we will have Stim done here pretty soon. And I don't know if he's done with this quite yet. 4 additional Stalkers actually just stopped in the middle of the map. Could be watching for a potential draw. I don't know what he's doing over there. I don't even think he could be there. But here comes another Zealot and the Sentry. And the Stalkers are coming in to join here. So I don't know that he's done here yet.
Sim is about to finish, so, I mean, Fraer has to be at least a little bit careful here. You don't want, like, he has a lead here. You don't want to throw it away, to a bad engagement. But it looks like he's going to go for it. Throwing down the Guardian Shield, targeting down that bunker. Stim is going down from Illusion. Force Field's going down behind the army, and I don't know if Illusion has enough to even deal with this. No, he's just going to back away. Probably needs to pull some SCVs. Medevac's finally going to join in on the fun, and is that what Illusion needs to try to take down this army?
Well, some additional Stalkers coming through the back. Another round of Marines. And again, he just needs those Zealots. And the Marines do hold at the ramp there with Stim. He's going to be forced to move back. There is another Zealot that has been warped in. Now, keep in mind, there's a Warp Prism here. But, oh, my God, it almost flew right in the Marines. And with the Medevacs coming out, these Marines have an extra Stim. And there's a nice pickup by Fraer. And Illusion does hold on. But let's take a look back. Let's tell the story. 17 SCVs were killed in that. There's no doubt that will have an effect on the economy. Now 38 to 50 in terms of the worker lead here for Fraer. He has, he did throw away a lot. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a good point of discussion.
Yeah.
Was it worth it, throwing away all those Stalkers when you definitely had a lead?
Yeah.
And now we do have a Bioforce moving out here. He knows that he's taken out most of the sentries. It's too bad that he didn't have a force field left either, because he could have trapped those Marines inside the main, done a ton of damage. But this could be nasty.
It's a tricky thing to think about, because then you consider, all right, if Illusion pulls his SCVs a little bit faster, how much better is it in that regard? Does it all come down to micro? But ultimately, I think, Fraer's still a little bit ahead here, but it looks like a drop going into the main. Fraer is there and ready. Illusion needs to be careful, sees it, and immediately backs away. Right decision made there, and now Fraer knows of the threat of Medevacs. And the threat of Medevacs on this map is such a headache to deal with, because there's so much airspace. But Illusion looks like he's just going to back away for now. We'll have to see what he can do, because he still has to do something to kind of try to close the gap that Fraer has on him.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have enough Marines to attack with. He could do a 2-pronged dealie, but He just doesn't quite have enough units out yet. Looks like an SCV is going over for a third command center, and that's going to signal that if there is going to be some aggression, it's going to, well, he's flying right into the main again. He's going to come in from behind this army. Is it spotted? There it's spotted, but the units are already unloaded. Is he going to stim? There's a bunch of zealots on the low ground, and the Colossus isn't going to be able to snag it. No, he doesn't. And he spent so much, but he puts himself on the low ground. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Nicely done, but did he sacrifice too much for that unit?
I think that was worth it, man. He only lost a medevac and a few Marines, I think.
I don't even think he lost a medevac, man.
Really? Okay. Well,
yeah.
Units lost. I mean, that's from the whole game, so it's really hard to say, but definitely a really crafty move, killing that Colossus, lifting the Marines and the medevac, and then dropping them on the low ground to attack that Colossus again and taking it out. So Illusion definitely trying to do everything he can to stay in this game. Doesn't want Fraer to get too many Colossi on the field, doesn't want him to have too heavy of a tech advantage, too heavy of an upgrade advantage, and continuing to try to deny that third.
And we do have that third pylon going down. There is a warp prism just outside the main of Illusion. I'm keeping my eye on it, and you guys should too. It's just above where that you know, that middle base that no one ever expands to unless the rest of the bases are you know, used up. But the Quantic.Illusion medevac coming back in as well. We haven't seen that warp prism really jump, and here we have that Nexus going down for a second time.
You know, Illusion going to try to deny that once again. That's exactly what he must do, exactly what he has to do. Fraer is close enough here, though, where I don't think he should have to cancel. Might end up having to. Oh! Okay, he does end up canceling it. Good job by Illusion. Again, that's exactly what he has to do. In the meantime, getting a third of his own, getting some Vikings on the field, concussive shells. Let's look at his upgrades really quick. I'm pretty sure he had engineering bays on the field. Yeah, he has one on the field. Yeah, 1-1 is complete. Does not have an armory just yet to start the 2-2 upgrades, which is a little bit worrying to me considering the Protoss player does have... Oh, actually, Protoss is only has 1-1 on the way. So Illusion just fine in upgrades at this moment.
Whoa, these medevacs out in the middle of nowhere. And with this Viking. No. But, oh, those Stalkers are right there about to hit in. He's definitely... He takes out... Well, he tries to go for a Viking, gets a medevac instead. 2 more Vikings do join, but there are 2 Colossus here. There's the scan to find out what is there. He might be able to spring forward and get these Stalkers. Oh my gosh, he gets a bunch from the back. A huge victory there. But looks like the confidence level of Fraer as he gets a... Well, no, as he just kind of moves forward. I mean, there's another drop over on the other side, but Colossus shuts that down. Is he going to push here? I think he is.
Dangerous, though. There's a decent amount of Vikings in the air trying to get some free shots on this Colossus. The Stalkers moving forward to try to target those down. At the same time, Illusion stimming his main arm to try to deal with these zealots, kiting as effectively as he can. Keep in mind, he has that upgrade advantage at this moment in time, but the Vikings are all dead. 1 Colossus still remains. It looks like Fraer is going to back away for now. Illusion with some nice defense there. Finds himself with a 139 to 118 supply lead.
Very, very nice. I think that was a wise decision on both players' parts. Meanwhile, that third is finally up now for Fraer. Additional Colossus are being reinforced there, but out on the field right now, since he's kind of has them spread out, 1 did fall down, so he's got 3 total. But he really needed that third base to keep that up. He's got 1 gas going and a second one coming for that third base. Finally gets it rallied, and I'm actually a bit surprised that we've not seen any action out of this warp prism.
Yeah, he had to have forgotten about it.
He had to have just forgotten about it. If you remember, it was flying across the middle of the map. It almost got sniped out. It picked up those 4 Stalkers, or 3 Stalkers, whatever. But now the Viking count getting much higher. We're seeing 4 additional ones come out on each cycle. The upgrade's 1-1 right now for the Terran. Over on the other side, 1-1 with 2-2 on the way. And the upgrades, again, could actually prove to be the, you know, the winning, I guess, ticket to this game. And there we go. The warp prism is going in. 1 zealot already in. A second one dropped. Is he going to warp in another round? We do have some Marines coming in to the Call of Duty. He's just going to go ahead and pick up. Actually, he got 2 before he got out. So the damage is done. He splits his army, and now that threat of warp prisms is in his mind.
You know, and he saw the armory finishing, so he has to feel like he has an upgrade advantage considering he just saw his opponent finish his army. So 2-2's about to finish for him. That's a great advantage. If I'm Fraer right now, I'm focusing on those upgrades. I want to stay ahead, maybe hit a timing behind 2-2, you know, to exploit that advantage. But it looks like Illusion is the one who wants to push out right now. And this is a little bit tricky. It's all going to come down to unit positioning. He has to have great positioning against the Colossi with those Vikings, get those free shots off, try to get a free Colossus or 2 or 3 or 4, and that's going to be important in how this battle goes.
Oh, it's also very important. I mean, the Vikings have that nice sweet spot right there, right above the hydroponics plant, and they
is that what it's called? How do you know that?
I don't know. It just seems like they're growing things using hydroponics. So, but the Vikings got to be careful too. There's the blink forward. The the stalkers, I guess, serving as snipers, do manage to get one of those Vikings. But that's allowing Illusion to set up here over at the third. He's definitely spread these units out quite a bit. He's now put them on control. 4 more do come out. Is he going to try to go for some sort of a sandwich here?
Warp Prism,
I really like.
Oh,
Warp Prism back in the main. Oh, and he got the Warp Prism, cancels the next warp in, and now is the chance to move in. There's the scan. He's going to come in through the back, and he starts nailing those Colossus. One goes down, a second one about to go down. He's about to hit a third as well, and keep in mind he's still got that whole bioforcing attack in the third, but they do get into position now, and the Vikings have fallen, so Fraer holding on pretty good here.
Yeah, Fraer going to try to engage this once again. Feels like he has an advantage, and I think he kind of does. Only 2 Vikings remaining, 2 Colossi still in the air. Illusion trying to split up his units as effectively as he can, trying to get that concave.
Oh,
and
wow.
Illusion